Welcome, everybody. We are the team from the University of Maryland College Park, and this is our proposed footskin supply chain strategy. To quickly introduce ourselves, my name is Dawson Jones. I'm a senior at the University of Maryland studying supply chain management and operations management.
I'm Stephen Ioannidis. I'm a senior studying supply chain management.
And I'm Devin. I'm a senior studying supply chain and business management. So we kind of had three strategy options to choose from. We could either expand to a larger California location, we could list products on WebNet, or we could open additional fulfillment centers. And what we kind of did to compare the options, the first thing we wanted to look at was the company philosophy. One of the largest things that they look at is the emphasis on control. That's why they denied outside investors for funding and wanted to maintain inside control because they are a family business and want to keep it within that. They keep most of their operations in-house. They want to maintain a good brand image, including having a high-end non-commodity product and even selling through small retail store instead of larger chains, especially with their a large amount of SKUs, product options, and colors. They have a lot of important, strategic and marketing considerations to look at as well. One of the most important things is their large shipping time. This is why they have a high order abandonment rate. It's because speed of consumers is vital. They want a lot of the consumers end up canceling their order or not even going through with it because the large shipping time, seeing a few days, and they don't want to wait that long. Also, cost of delivery is important to them. Because they have a small ticket value of only $25, the large amount of it costs to ship the product is a large hesitation for consumers, and it causes decreased profits and increased order abandonment rate. Like I said, they want to increase brand image, and they want to penetrate new markets, possibly even the East Coast.
Going a little bit deeper into the three different options that were proposed. Some of the main considerations to talk about with the California warehouse expansion. First, it increases the fixed costs while holding the pick and pack fee constant, which misses the opportunity for capturing the abandoned sales, as it's still going to be shipped out of the West Coast location. So it's going to still take the same amount of time going to the East Coast, which will lead to those abandoned sales that will not be captured. As I said, there's no improvement in shipping time since everything's still going to be shipped out from LA. And then finally, it's also going to increase the reliance on the Port of Long Beach, as given what's currently happened there, the current delays that are being experienced, it poses the risk for more future disruptions that Footskins may experience overall. Secondly, some considerations to keep in mind for listing on WebNet. It really goes against the corporate philosophy, and it's a potential threat to the brand image. A lot of the owners for Footskins were pretty adamant about not being put on these large retail chains, these large sites. They wanted to have that niche market and be a non-commodity product and be more high end. Secondly, it simplifies the distribution of products for Footskins. This really, they don't have to worry about the distribution, which really limits the complexity overall of it for them. And then third, it lowers shipping times and improves access to other US markets. Shipping on WebNet is about 2 days. So to be able to capture a lot of the US markets in the East Coast and also the Midwest, which previously it takes a lot of time for them to reach. And then finally, it's the lowest cost option due to capturing the abandoned sales and also the lower fulfillment costs associated with WebNet, as about 25% lower. And then third, talking about some considerations for additional fulfillment centers in the US. It keeps operations in-house without relinquishing control of key functions and damaging brand image. The owners of Footskins really wanted to maintain control and understand what is going to hurt their brand image, what's going to help it. And then secondly, it captures the lost revenue from previously abandoned sales, as the East Coast center or Midwest center is going to be able to lower shipping times to those areas. Third, it's going to provide greater market access, as they're going to be located in these high growth US markets. And then finally, improves the resiliency through a diversified supply chain, as its products not just going to come in from the West Coast, it'll be coming through the East Coast as well. And then kind of wrapping everything up with our comparison is a ranking table we developed. On the top row, we have different factors that were pretty important in our ranking process. And on the vertical column are the three different options. As you can see, the additional centers options has the highest rank, as it has a lot of firsts for potential growth, considerations fit, and flexibility and resiliency, which leads to that being our proposed strategy, which we'll talk about in the next section. So I'm gonna hand it off to Devin to talk a little bit more about that.
Yeah, so now that we picked our proposed strategy, we kind of wanted to look at which fulfillment center locations to choose. We can choose New Jersey, Chicago, or Savannah. And the one, what we decided to do is propose opening a New Jersey fulfillment center, followed by a future tiered approach to opening additional fulfillment centers across the United States in the future. So why are we choosing New Jersey first? this kind of offered the greatest potential to recover some of these missed sales from the large shipping times. It's approximated to penetrate new identified market and high growth markets, especially the East Coast goal. And like Dawson mentioned earlier, increased resiliency in the supply chain. It's offered one of the best options to do so.
And going through the data provided by Footskins, based on the shipping times alone, we anticipate Footskins to recover close to 85,000 orders that they would have normally lost, leading to over $2 million in additional revenue from lost sales just based on shipping times. And adding the New Jersey location would actually make it serve more of the US market than the LA location based on proximity. And they need close to 100 containers to be sent to New Jersey, while just over 70 would need to be sent to LA. So opening that New Jersey location gives them closer access to most of their market. And with almost 100,000 orders per month on average anticipated from the New Jersey location, they will experience a 20% reduced pick and pack fee that's offered by their new fulfillment center. Instead of opening multiple fulfillment centers, they'll be able to keep that high quantity of orders coming out of one place and get that lower rate. And looking at the cost and profit from the New Jersey location, we factored in costs such as container movement, unloading and shelving inventory, the reduced pick and pack fee, annual storage costs, and average shipping costs to come up with over $3 million in profit for this location. It wasn't the most profitable one we looked at in the short term, but in the long term, since they will be keeping those operations in-house and gaining more of the market through this strategy, we decided that this would be the best way for them to go and increase their profits long term. And looking at the growth potential, New Jersey has the closest access to 10 of the top 21 states that make up 80% of the market in the United States. That includes New York, Pennsylvania, Georgia, and New Jersey itself, where they get lower shipping times and will recover a lot of previously lost sales, since delivery times for most of these locations are much higher from the LA location. And Dawson will talk about the resiliency of the strategy next.
Thanks, Stephen. With this new approach, the resiliency will be greatly improved overall. As you can see on the map, the shipping routes will change as there's two different routes. Instead of just going over the Pacific Ocean, it will now be shipped from a Vietnam facility through the Suez Canal to the East Coast location in New Jersey. This will improve the resiliency as it's not just coming through one port, it's coming through two ports of entry. So if there's disruption that happens on the West Coast, it can still come in through the East Coast and limit any delays in shipping times to customers and getting products to warehouses. Stephen mentioned this is not the most profitable option, but it definitely will lead to future growth and profit in the future, as resiliency and efficiency can be opposites, but with improved resiliency, it can limit any potential disruptions and delays that may occur in the future. And wrap everything up, this leads to our tiered approach to future expansion. We're going to first we recommend expanding to New Jersey, given the significance of the East Coast market, and then possibly expand to Chicago once this growth is realized, as the Midwest market is one of the second fastest growing markets in the US. And then finally, if deemed necessary and given the capital requirements for Footskins, expansion to Savannah or additional locations in the US to serve faster growing markets would be very recommended in the future, just given the need to improve greater penetration rates and improve shipping times to other areas in the country. So that wraps up our presentation. We thank you all for listening and welcome any questions in the next round.